So I've been trying to record this video for a while. I keep getting to a point where I either don't think I'm saying the right things, or I just I lose my train of thought, or my nose gets really itchy like it is right now, and I wish it wouldn't do that. Either way, I've been sitting here on that video grind trying to get things prepped for my going out of town to PAX the next few days, and I wanted to record a vlog. And I was like, well, I don't know what to talk about. I've been feeling mighty stressed lately. I've been super busy and trying to get all these things done that I've assigned for myself to do. So it's self-imposed stress, I should say. But stress nonetheless, especially the last few days, trying to get all that footy backed up so videos can go up while I'm away at PAX. But I guess I usually don't do videos on serious topics, but I guess I'm making an exception here, and I'm gonna talk about stress because that's what I have been feeling. I guess there's really not much of a point or goal I hope to accomplish by talking about it, but sometimes you just want to talk, get something off your chest. I don't know, maybe someone out there watching this is experiencing stress of their own, and it helps to know that you're not the only one. We're all cruising across that sea of stress. Just so happens some people are in a big cruise ship, which just sort of plows through the waves. Other people in more of a lifeboat, which gets jostled around by the stormy sea of stress. So, you know, sometimes you're in the cruise ship, sometimes you're in the lifeboat, and it just depends where you're at in life, you know. And I guess right now I'm feeling closer to the lifeboat. I guess I don't know. Some people are under the misconception that doing being a video game YouTuber dude person thing. That's my Twitter bio, by the way. Is just basically wake up, play some video games, and then that's life. Just play them video games. And I wish I could just wake up and play video games. That would be fantastic. But unfortunately, that's only a very, very small part of the picture. I mean, if I wanted to, I could scale back, get rid of lots of goals I've set out for myself to accomplish, and play video games a lot and more or less just do that and then get the videos up. But I guess there's a lot more behind the scenes stuff that I personally set out to do, and that combined with the YouTube stuff, it's a lot of pressure. I feel at some points. And I want to clarify before I go any further that I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining about anything by any means, because I am extremely lucky to do what I do, and I have no complaints about that whatsoever. And I take absolutely nothing for granted, and all of the stress that I feel is again because of things that I have assigned and put upon myself. So it's self-made stress, but it's still stress nonetheless. I mean, just especially leading up to going out of town, because however long the trip is going to be, this, for example, PAX is going to be 6 days, 2 days of travel, and then 4 days of convention. So that's 6 days being gone, and then so the 6 days leading up to that, it's essentially double the video making, so that videos can go up as usual, despite my being out of town. And that's something I put on myself. I like to have things on the channel operate as usual, so that if I weren't to say anything, you wouldn't even know that I'm out of town. And I guess that it sort of stems from an irrational fear that I have, which is that if I miss a week, if I didn't upload for a week, people would just forget that I existed, which again, I'm sure that wouldn't happen. But I do know that there are people who have taken longer extended breaks, I don't know, a few months, and when they come back and try to start making videos again, I mean, people simply do not watch as much as they used to. So I guess that's part of it's fear that's driving me to, I always have to get these videos up each day, and that right there is a lot of pressure in and of itself. And again, I know it's a bit of an irrational fear. If I miss a day here and there, it's not the end of the world. But I don't know. I have this thing that when I say I'm going to do something, when I say, yes, I'm getting 2 to 3 videos up each day, if I don't do that, I feel like I've failed. And I don't like that. I don't like to fail. I like to win. And so I don't know. I guess, eventually maybe I'll loosen up or something. But for now, I'm driven sort of by that irrational fear. And but hey, it makes for good video consistency, I suppose. But then, I mean, even on top of like prepping the videos and whatnot, I try to do the My Night live stream each day that I can, and that's a couple hours. So yeah, I mean, at least that translates into a video, which is helpful as well. So I'm both streaming and recording at the same time, which is cool. So there's that, and then also on top of that, like with the YouTube and Twitch stuff combined, I sort of also have to act as an employer, more or less, because as I'd assume most of you know by like the Draw My Life video and whatnot, that Nick works and helps edit my videos and whatnot, and that is a thing that is very helpful. If I did not have assistance in that department, I would just not have time to do other things that I'm trying to work on. But I would feel a lot more stressed than I currently do. And so that's really helpful. It's like in the beginning, it's difficult because you've been used to like doing everything yourself on your YouTube channel, and you have to like let go of that bit of control in having someone help you with like the video editing, and it's a tough hurdle to get over. And I guess, I mean, I got to the point where this was back year and several months ago, because he started helping me in May of 2013, that I was like, I guess I feel like the time that it will free up for me to pursue like other things is worth that, like I guess dealing with not having that one little bit of control that I was so used to. But even so, it's still like I've got to try looking out to make sure that he's having an okay experience working with me and whatnot. And then I guess I don't know. That's the YouTube stuff more or less. And then the other things that I try to work on are, I guess, sort of extraneous. I mean, it all comes back to YouTube and sharing things I'm doing with you all. But I guess I feel like, and again, this could be an irrational fear of mine, but 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, I mean, as YouTube gets more and more mainstream, and it is nowadays even, on a daily basis, you see more and more people just blowing up out of nowhere. As it becomes more and more mainstream, like 5 years down the road, it's doubtful that with all these talented people out there, talented personalities, people are going to want to necessarily watch me playing video games and doing the thing that I currently do. So I guess what I like to try to do with the extraneous activities is, I don't know, 5-10 years down the road, when people are no longer really interested in watching me, I hopefully have something else that I can be doing at that time. So that leads into like me trying to do the music stuff, which I haven't like abandoned. I should specify. It's just that like my time has been occupied doing other things. And I did post that snippet on SoundCloud a while back, and I do totally have plans to continue trying to do the music production, and it's something I really would like to pursue, and I will try getting back into it more with a little bit more time soon enough. So there's that. And then, I mean, the great thing about trying to do music is that, hey, if I'm able to make something good, I can share it with a lot of people already, and that's like a big head start in I don't know, people looking at you as, hey, this is someone who makes cool music. So anyway, that's down the road, though. I do have to learn a lot of stuff before I can reach that point, and I gotta find the time to do it. And I feel like really bad about not being able to show anything for it yet, just because I've been so sidetracked by the other thing, which is the game, which is sort of the big thing that I've been trying to work on, because I feel like that, I don't know, that's something that has potential down the road to sort of be its own entity that I guess what I eventually would love to do, this is me being candid, I don't think I've ever like mentioned this out loud before, is that I would like to, I've always seen myself as more of a behind the scenes kind of person, interestingly enough. So the fact that I've like gotten to this point where I'm more or less, I don't know, a personality. It's weird calling myself. It's really weird. I don't want to call myself that, but yeah, where I'm like in front of the camera is something I didn't really envision myself ever doing. And so I guess when like in working on something like a game, if that ends up doing well, right? It's not based upon me like as a personality. It sort of exists on its own. I mean, I help let people know that it's there, but it's something that's hopefully fun, that people like. My goal, and I wrote this I think in the description when I first talked about the game, is I would love for a lot of people playing the game or any game that we make in the future, because I would love to not be limited to one, to do more down the road, for people to be playing it who have no idea who I am. That would be fantastic, because I would like for it to exist sort of independently of me. Don't get me wrong, I will still do YouTube as long as I possibly can, as long as people are interested. But at the same time, I guess it's that I don't know, fear, that phobia that down the road people are just gonna be like, he's an older dude, he had his time, and I'll be like, oh, I'm so old, and I remember kiddies when I did the YouTubes. I don't know. So just, working, taking the time now to work on other things that may outlast me as a YouTube personality, more or less. And I guess that's ultimately where the stress stems from, is me saying to myself, well, I don't know how long this is going to last, so trying to just work on things in the meantime that could end up sort of having a life of their own afterwards. And I think that, yeah, that's ultimately what it boils down to. That's why I assign these things to myself, is for that reason. So I guess that when we get down to the core of it, that's sort of like the driving force behind everything. So yeah, man, I don't know, just a bit of a candid video. So I guess I put all this all the pressure on myself trying to do these things when you can only focus on doing so much at one time. So I mean, there are other ideas I've had of things I could try to pursue doing, but it's just like, at a point you gotta be like, all right, you're only human. You can only do so much. So focus on these things, see how they turn out, and then in the end you can move to the other stuff if it ends up seeming like that's a good idea to do. So time allocation is something I need to keep working on, and that may assist me with feeling a little bit less pressured. And then just, I totally forgot to mention like the other part, which is back to the YouTube side, which is like working on special projects like music videos and whatnot, because those take up you could go full-time on one of those. I could honestly go full-time on a music video very easily and focus on literally nothing else. And I've done that with the other music videos for short periods of time at a time. But I mean, you could spend a month just going full-time on one of those things. And unfortunately, the problem is that I don't think I can do that, because of that fear that, hey, if I focus on this one thing, then by the time it's done, I'm not going to have anyone to show it to. So I don't know. Anyway, just things on my mind. I don't know. My life is not necessarily as glamorous as it may seem just from the outset. That's not to say that I am not totally stoked with the opportunity that has been presented to me, being able to do this stuff, to do the YouTubes and have a lot of people who are awesome and interested in watching random shenanigans that I do. So again, none of this is complaining whatsoever. I am nothing but gracious. It's just, me talking, me spitballing, getting things off my chest, because I probably do put too much pressure on myself. But I don't know, hopefully way down the road when I'm 40, 50 or so, I'll be able to look back and say, yeah, you made a good decision. Trying to do all those things, because it ended up working out in some way or another. Who knows? maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll have a big game publishing company or something like that. Or maybe I'll be some music producer or something. I don't know. Those are just two possibilities based upon things that I'm trying to pursue right now. So anyway, I guess that's about that. If I go much longer, I'll probably just ramble on. But anyway, yeah, if you're experiencing stress of your own, you're not alone. Work through it. I'll do my best to do it as well. And yeah, man, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for being around, for watching this video, for watching the other videos. I don't know. It is what it is. So I guess I'll wrap it up here. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all later.